Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the rise of the micro brands.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right, we are broadcasting to you live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you happen to be watching this as a replay, just skip ahead. If you're on my personal profile page, head over to our official fan page, Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy, and you'll be able to see a bunch of highlights, content, a bunch of other stuff that we don't show on the air live. So check it out. Also, I just wanted to make just a quick note about my other podcast called I Know This Guy. It's not on Amazon. There's a few people that you'll recognize from Amazon, but it's about interesting people. And I get into what made them what they are, who they are. So I kind of dig deep into their highs, their lows, and kind of everything in between. All right, Kelsey, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello,
son.
everyone. Hello. Happy Monday.
Oh, happy Monday. So tell everybody what they're supposed to do.
All right, subscribe to us on social media. Smash that like button.
Smash.
Oh, we have David Apperly here.
Oh, hey,
Good morning. Yep, so we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you can find us on. We have our own website, lunchwithnorm.com. Any of the videos that are up, like we do live, they go directly up to YouTube. So you can find the full episodes. There's short clips that come out every single day. So yeah, we'll keep you entertained.
All right. And hey, Victor, how's it going?
Hello.
Oh, Simon, welcome.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe to us on podcasts. We have Nathan here too.
Hey, Nathan.
You can find us on Apple and Spotify. Anywhere you find your podcast, you can find Lunch with Norm. We'd really appreciate it if you can hit that subscribe button, maybe leave a review. And yeah, that's it for me today.
All right. Very good. And I've got Kona coffee today.
Ooh,
so I can't wait to have Dima on, but also to have a cup of Kona coffee. I've been waiting a long time for this.
Good morning, Ducks.
Well, what's that?
We have Ducks from Portugal.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Okay. So enjoy the show, everyone. I'll be leaving now.
Bye, Kels. All right. So today I've got a master of balance. This guy, if you've never heard of Dima, you're in for a treat. I met him. He doesn't remember meeting me, but I met him at an OMG show back in Orlando, probably 3 or 4 years ago. And all the buzz was about this guy that was this incredible seller. So anyways, I was one of his groupies from way back when. But anyways, what I love about Dima is, and I'm talking about Dima Kubrak, he has an incredible work ethic. Not only does he have an incredible work ethic, he has 7 companies, his wife, 2 kids, and an incredible dog. He started in 2013, and get this, within, I think it was a few months, tell me if I'm wrong, Dima, but I think it was about 120 days or so, you were up to $500,000 a month in revenue. So anyways, he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. So if you have any questions, just shoot them over to the comment section and we'll get right to them. If we don't get them to them during the podcast, we will right after the podcast. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, in my case, some Kona coffee, and enjoy the show. Now, where is my buddy? There he is. Hey, Dima, how are you?
Hey, how are you? How are you, Norm? How are you, everybody?
Doing fantastic. I can't wait to the next time we get to finally meet. You're down in Miami and I'm up here. It's already starting to turn cold. I can't wait for the first snowfall. So, yeah. Dima, why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Dima Kubrak. So I came from Ukraine, from the small village. We came together with my wife and was working hard to become a next American dream. So it wasn't that easy at the beginning. It was really struggle with the ideas and business opportunities, and we didn't come from the business, so we learned everything ourselves. So I started to go to many events. Almost every event I saw, I was like buying and go. It was awesome. So we hired a lot of people, a lot of employees at the beginning when we was working on our eBay store. We got like 40 employees first year. So it was not easy. But then we started to fire them, and we fire almost everybody. That's why I have this one in my office, like this. So that's a Ukrainian style of operations,
Oh, okay. Well, did you hire any back?
So yeah, I'm like, no, but honestly, working our team is so much fun. We're like always laughing. We're always like working together, and yeah, sometimes there's some challenges. We have so many employees who I have a girl. She's from Argentina. Originally, she's from Ukraine, but she moved back to Argentina. She works from us for like 6-7 years already. So it was one of my first employees I ever hired, and she still stays with us. We absolutely love her. And we always check on people's personality, because we feel like if we see the personality well, that we can train anything. So that's important.
Right. And that's what I've heard about your workplace. I mean, you're a fast growing company, not only companies, but it's a great place to work. People, really enjoy working with you.
Yeah, this is absolutely true.
Yeah. So
and we're always honest. So
and that's the key too. So let's get into reviews. We were talking about Dima knows everything. And so, what could we bring to the podcast today that can help not only new Amazon sellers, but right on through, if you're experienced or not. And we thought about review management. So right off the top, first things first is, how important are reviews to an Amazon seller?
That's not very important. No, of course I
didn't think so.
Yeah, okay. So before I jump into the detailed explanation of reviews and importance of reviews, I would say that nowadays running Amazon business getting much easier than it used to be, because nowadays you have guys access to such a valuable information like norm sharing, other people sharing. Back in the days, it was almost impossible to find good and quality content out there. I remember my first event, I paid $12,000 for the event. We went there and was talking about like simple stuff. And back in the days, one of the key information in that event was how to ship products from China to Amazon directly. And everybody was like, wow. And the guy who actually showed this was Shane Oglow. No.
My partner.
Exactly. Yeah. At this event, he was presenting this idea. And I remember that. And everybody
That's
like,
crazy.
Shane, how are you doing this? And he's like, guys, that's simple. That's how this is the steps. And he taught everybody at this event. So that was crazy. Could you imagine that?
I didn't know Shane knew that stuff. No, just joking. If he's listening right now, just joking.
Yeah. So and that's why I'm saying, like, when I'm just thinking about like this, like many years ago, how we get started, and all these people who was going to the same events, now majority of them becomes millionaires. And every time I talk to them, I say, hey, do you remember how we get started? That was a fun part. So and yeah. So but look, nowadays, because Amazon kind of is squeezing a bit on the rules and everything, it's getting much easier for people who focusing on a brand and focusing on the quality of products, focusing on right strategies, not just trying to chase every single like a hack. They will definitely win in the long run. And I would say to myself that, and for everybody, there's only like 4 or 5 metrics that you guys need to control on a daily basis that will help your business to succeed on Amazon. And these metrics include reviews, like definitely reviews. And now we're gonna touch a bit about how to make it work for your business. It's a PPC. performance, because PPC, it's something that can lose a lot of money or make a lot of money, or you can just leave it untouchable and then you just lose an opportunity. And third one, it's a keyword positions, and the fourth one, it's a conversion. So if you work together on these 4 metrics every day, you come to a business by yourself or with your team. If you will focus your team properly on these 4 metrics, then you will definitely win. You will make a ton of money, and you will definitely outwork your and outrank your competition. But today we're gonna speak about reviews, because I believe reviews is one of the key metric that will help to improve every other aspect of all previous metrics. So that's why I choose today a reviews topic. So for the reviews, there's a many informations, and also it's very important to be specific on a niche and a product. But definitely, the more reviews you have, the better conversion you will get. But from my experience and from the softwares that we build and trackers and data analytics, we also find out sometimes having, let's say, 50 reviews with the higher ratings would give you more opportunities than product that has, let's say, a few thousand reviews but with the low ratings. So generally speaking, you need to dedicate part of your income from your products towards improving your consistency of receiving your reviews. I don't know if I frame it correctly. Maybe I didn't explain this right, but if you would be a little bit confused by my information, just let me know. I will step back and just explain it like in the deeper details. What do I mean? So what I'm trying to, okay, you want to say something, Norm?
No, I was just going to say, I think you nailed it. And I just noticed that Victor came up, and I think we'll be covering this a bit later, but he was wondering if there was any best practices. Kels, it's too small for me to read.
Okay. Does Dimitri have best practices suggestion for using the Helium 10 review insights tool or a similar one? We also have another question after this too, if you want to.
That's a very good question, actually. Yeah, okay. So speaking about reviews and consistency, I would just say about common mistake of people when they launch product. Majority of the YouTube videos, they teach you how to get, let's say, first 20 or 50 reviews, maybe 100, and then people just kind of they reach this metric and then they go for something else. Like they start to focus on conversion or PPC or maybe something else like Amazon Live videos, posts. They just jumping all over the places, but they forgetting about this specific metric. So with this, what I'm saying, like I would say you need to come up with a number, let's say 5% or 10% of your total income from specific ASIN, and dedicate this amount of money towards increasing amount of your reviews and consistency. Because from all this data analytics, we see the more consistent reviews are coming, the higher your positions. The moment reviews are dropping in terms of conversion and how many reviews is coming, then you can drop in conversions in traffic on Amazon. I will show you today some tools that we're utilizing to improve the reviews. But generally speaking, reviews, it's such a big topic that will require stages of how you analyze and how you work with your reviews. So first of all, what I like to say about reviews, you always need to look for a quality of reviews, what people ask and what they're saying. And we develop a cool software that called Sellerize. Maybe there's some other software, so I'm not going to go into details because there's plenty of softwares available on the market, and you can always check if they're more or better suit your business. But I use for myself Sellerize, and this is publicly available as well at like $50 a month. So I'm gonna show today for you guys. Will I be able to share a screen right now?
Kels, I don't think we have the ability to share a screen on here, do we?
We've never done it before. Yeah, there is the ability.
We can do it on Zoom. I don't think we can do it here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know what? I think it's possible.
Oh, there we go.
Let me see.
Oh yeah,
How-
share screen right here. Hey guys, I learned something new on StreamYard. So there we go. I'm new to this podcast business.
But look, it looks a bit weird. Could you see the screen?
I can see it. Yep, looks great.
Yeah. If I change it right now, what do you see?
I just see the podcast.
Okay.
Okay, now I see Sellerize right there.
Okay, right here, yeah?
Perfect.
Okay, so on a Sellerize, look, there's two things that you need to think about reviews when it comes to reviews. First, it's how you're going to acquire reviews. And the second, it's how you're going to analyze them to make sure you acquire them correctly. And then you want to make sure you're in control of your reviews. Is that sounds simple? So two things: how to acquire, how to analyze, and what to do when you analyze. So how to acquire, it's kind of not as difficult as it people think. But Amazon just released like about 8 months ago a new feature. It's called Review Requester. Sellerize provide two options with the Review Requester. The free one, you can go just to Google Chrome extension store, and you can type Sellerize, and you will get a free extension that will help you to request reviews for your entire store on a daily basis. It will ignore refund orders, and it works on every marketplace in the world. But also we have this version on Sellerize that's called Review Requester. It has about 12 different filters that you have here, including targeting specific people, repeat buyers, non-repeat buyers. You can choose when you want requests to be sent, at what time. You can limit as well how many requests you can send per day, and it's improving your reviews crazy. and that's all automatic, so you don't need to click anything. It just work on the background when you connect everything. You can also, if you have any product issues with the quality, you can also disable products from requesting reviews, and this way you're gonna skip them, so you don't request any reviews for the bad quality products, and you're not damaging them yourself. So, or let's say if you sell supplements or beauty products, you better to request reviews after, let's say, 10 days, because Amazon don't like when people leave in reviews for supplements too earlier. So I would pick this feature for sure. And when you choose when do you want to request a review from people, I usually choose buy time, or I choose AI time. Buy time, it means when person purchased the product, let's say it was 5 p.m., we're gonna send request him at 5 p.m. 10 days after. But AI time analyze the time when you're receiving reviews and what's the efficiency, and then we send in requests based on the time when people send in your reviews. When I just started, I usually use buy time because it's a fresh, so system need to run and see and analyze. But after about 1 month, I can choose AI time, artificial intelligence time. But generally speaking, it's a simple formula behind that runs and analyze your reviews and requests, just to be more efficient. You can also limit amount of reviews per day if, let's say, you're receiving too many. But you know, guys, from the last few months, I see it used to be Amazon limit a lot customers from leaving reviews, but so far we see their Amazon doesn't go too much after people who get in too high percentage on reviews, which means orders to reviews ratio is kind of not as important as it used to be. I remember there used to be a ratio up to 15%. If you go above 15%, Amazon kind of can flag your ASIN. Now, from many launches that we're doing, we don't see such a flags. Before it used to be, if you launch your product and let's say you start to leave too many reviews for your product, then Amazon blocking ASIN for getting new reviews. Nowadays we see this less, which means Amazon don't think probably about this anymore.
So
Only the
Dima, I just want to be clear because that ratio killed us. We had a product that we were selling, and a celebrity's assistant posted it on Instagram.
Mhm.
We sold out immediately, and because it was through this celebrity who we didn't ask to endorse it, they just endorsed it. And ways, Amazon blocked us for 6 months, suspended the listing, and then it suspended us for another 3 months to accept listing or accept reviews, and that was 100% because of this review to order ratio. So I've always been very cautious about getting up and even hitting that 10% mark. Are you saying that you're not seeing that now, that you can go over that?
Let me say, okay, yes, now we don't see this. We don't see this right now. Maybe look, it goes category by category because we work in several. We sell products in grocery, in industrial, musical instruments. Where else? Beauty. I'm just talking about recent launches. So also there used to be a cool technique for us because we also sell in supplements. And in supplements, there's a lot of competition attacking you with the negative reviews. So the strategy was this. We launch the product, we put reviews, and then if we see somebody start to leave us negative reviews, we just blast with additional amount of reviews to make sure Amazon block our listing from getting new reviews. And this way, competition cannot do anything against you. So for the next 3-4 months, they cannot leave negatives. And then you just work completely easy, without worrying about negatives, which is, on the other hand, it's a good part. And I wish some of my products still can have ability to be blocked for receiving reviews, but for some reason they don't. So the only one thing I would try to be careful with, it's going after reviews that people like. Nowadays, one of the most popular strategies is to get reviews through the many chatbots.
Hey, Dima, I don't know if it's just you, but all of a sudden your volume's gone. Is that the same with you, Kels?
I can hear him.
Yeah,
Yep.
Try that.
must be me.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Can you hear Dima now? Hold on just a second, everyone. Some technical difficulties. As we wait, we just want to say hello to everyone joining us today. Okay, you're good? But just a small shout out to Tracy, Mark, Oksana, Victor, Marina. Okay, perfect. They can hear you.
Yeah, Tracy's. It's got to be late there. She's in Australia. Mark, I don't know. I think you're still in Austin. And Oksana, yes, you're coming from Prague, Canadian/Ukrainian.
Oh wow, love that.
Yep, there you go. And Marina, how are you?
We do have 2 quick questions. I don't know if we want to just go after them quickly.
Sure.
And then get back into it. So we have Ecom BA Consultancy back again. Welcome back. I've applied an early review program and I got 1 review, just ratings not showing comment of buyer. Do you have experience with that one?
I have applied in early review program and got 1 review, just ratings, not showing comment of a buyer. Do you have experience with that? Look, there's a URL I can share right now with the group. If you send this URL and people start to click on this URL, then you get automatic 5-star ratings on on your listings. People don't need to do anything; it's automatically submitted. So, yeah, look, there's a many techniques to work with reviews, but that's a common thing right now. People manipulating reviews through the ratings right now, because it just given amount. You get, let's say, 50 to 70 actual reviews, and then you just push on the ratings. Or the second one of the best techniques I know right now, it's just through manipulation of international reviews, which is a great way to combine them. And one of the things I guys suggested to do, it's one of the most common competition attacks right now. What they're doing, they let's say if you sell only in USA and competition go to Canada market or Mexico market or wherever market is available right now, they go on that market and they list your product over there with the UPC and same ASIN, and then they start to leave negative reviews over there, and then it get combined, and it get combined on your USA market as well, which is tough. And that's why I suggest you to go on other marketplaces and check if your product is available there and actively selling. And I would either prevent these people from selling your item or just sell yourself. At least you're in control.
Well, what can you do when you? I've had products that have had these smear campaigns, and you get bombarded with a bunch of 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars. Is there anything that you can do to help prevent it, remove it?
Oh no, I'm not talking about look. Here's a few things of what you can do with reviews. If we're talking about international markets, what you should treat these people in international markets like you treat hijackers in USA, which means it's the same thing. You file complaints, you go after them, you make sure you remove them. But if you're talking about negative reviews coming to your product, that's one of the issues, because you cannot remove these reviews. And we only focus usually on receiving as much as possible positive reviews. Let's say we sell on supplements and there's a lot of competition who attack us with the negative reviews. This way, if somebody leave for us one star review, we cover with another 20. They leave another one. If you see they more consistent, we leave in more positive reviews. So they see the more negative reviews they posting, the more ratio of positive reviews we're getting. And that's why they're like, hey, we just keep increasing the amount of reviews. So
But with that, Dima, like, you have to, and tell me if I'm wrong,
yeah,
to get those massive reviews that you're talking about, you do have to have a really great product, right? You're not going to go out there and get these types of reviews with a bad supplement, something that's not packaged right, or they just don't like it. Nobody's going to leave you a review, like a 5-star review, unless you've got a way in your app somewhere. But it's got to be a good listing, right?
yes. I mean, look, technically wise, I should say yes. And I'm not saying you have to go after bad products, but generally speaking, sometimes quality is not the. I'm like, you don't need to sell a shit, but you should sell a decent product that people can evaluate, and they have. Look, I was reading just today this amazing article about relevancy, and I'm just right now collecting a lot of information about relevancy of the products. I know it's topic a bit off reviews that we're talking about, but I would like to discuss this as well, because relevancy is something that goes everywhere in terms of algorithm. So, which means what I'm trying to say, when people receiving your product, like actual customer, I'm not talking about competition. When someone receive your product, you have to make sure people understand how to use your product, utilize your product, and they're happy with your product. Some people, they focus a lot on packaging and on experience of the packaging. But let's say if let's say I sell, I don't know, like some supplements, and sometimes I receive the supplements and there's like a simple directions. But if you will have ability to get access to more information, maybe like a blog post or something about this product that will convince you to use the product, know how often to use it, and when to come back to purchase this again. Or let's say we sell waterproof mattress protectors, how to apply them, when to wash them, how to save the quality. That could be a very helpful. And I'm talking about customer relevancy. When they buy your product, they know potentially what they're gonna get. But if you help people to kind of dive in with your product and understand a usage and every step of the product, this will help people to really trust more, leave reviews. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. No, they just got to have a good experience with the product.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not all about packaging. As long as the product's, good, then there's a better chance. But the other thing, oh, I know Victor had a question. I'll get to that in 1 second. But to gain those reviews by using, let's say we take a look at Sellerize, and you can go and target and like 10 days, every 10 days or 30 days for supplements or whatever it is. But just being able to target those clients or customers on a regular basis, you might be missing out on them now, but putting them out on a regular basis, you should be able to get more reviews, more ratings. And it's pretty simple, right? Just you've got to reach out to them rather than just leave it to Amazon to try to get reviews for you.
Listen, absolutely. Look, you have to. What I say in usually what I try to say, like people looking for some magic pill, and sometimes they just don't understand that every result and every success, it's a lot of hard work by implementing small things. You don't have to try to look for like crazy like new hack. You just like at least enable first what is available to you. Like let's say if you have a review requester, I'm talking to a lot of my friends or other Amazon sellers, and imagine this feature review requester available for like 8 months, maybe 9 months already, and I would say 40, maybe 50% of the people, they don't even aware of it. They don't even use it. Or even if they have a resource, let's say I send them my free Chrome extension, they just keep forgetting using it. So I'm just saying, hey, enable automatic requester. It costs you like $50 a month, but imagine how much benefits you can get just from operating just one simple feature. That's
right.
That's a game changer for you and for your business.
Yeah, it's the little things that count, and that's definitely one that counts. Okay, Victor had a question here.
So before that, just quickly, Dux said, "Can you share the review link with us?"
Yeah. Like, look, for me right now to go to get a review link, I will need to unlog in and give me just a second. I will see if we have this in our.
Okay, in the meantime, I'll read out Victor's comment. Can you comment on the rule of 4? No more than 4 reviews per day during the first 4 weeks of a launch to avoid raising an Amazon flag.
Who say that?
Oh, that was Victor.
Victor, look, everybody has their own tolerance. Like I see, there's no such a thing right now. Like I can leave as many reviews as I need because look, it's I think it's all about quality of people. I'm not trying to push hard, and I'm just trying to increase like little by little. So I'm not trying to get 100 reviews per day in one day. I just go like 1, 3, 4, 12. I think consistency is more important than quantity. So if you do consistent like ratio of, let's say, up to 10% of your orders, let's say you did today 10 orders, then 1, 2 reviews would be good. It's already 20%. If you do today 100 review orders, maybe you can do up to 10, 15 reviews already. So sometimes people they think about amount of reviews, but think about ratio. That would be much simpler to think than just about specific amount of reviews. Look,
I know I was talking with Victor about this before on another call, and yeah, there was this I don't know what you would call it, but there was this unwritten rule of 4, and that if you went above 4 reviews a day on your, and this is over the last year, on your listing, that you would get red flagged. Not sure if you've heard that.
Never heard about this.
Okay.
I never followed that. So I would say it used to be 15%.
Yeah.
That everybody like from calculations. If you have more than 15% on your orders to review ratio, then you can get flagged. But if you do 10%, you shouldn't be flagged. I mean, like, okay, maybe if you do if you, let's say, did 10 sales and then you left 4 reviews, it's 40% conversion. You should understand it's a lot. But if you did 100 orders today and you post 4 reviews and 5 reviews, it's only 5% conversion. It's not a lot.
Right.
So let me show you something.
Sure.
That's my screen, and we have such a thing. It's called review dashboard. On every product, you can see the ratings. Let me go. That's the general one. But if you go in details of each product, you can see right here the conversion. It's a demo account, so relax, guys. Don't talk about too much of the details and the name of the products, okay? So from here, you can see your rating, amount. You can see just the reviews, because this one total is include reviews with the ratings. And you can see how many reviews you got in 30 days, what's your 30 days average. And it's important, because if your 30 days average are lower than your rating, then you will go down. It's just a matter of time. And you can see conversion of your reviews to your orders, which means if it's 1%, you way off the radar. So Amazon will not think about this about you ever if you do such a low conversion. Average conversion should be about 2%, I can see. But if you do something for reviews, then your conversion could be way higher. So also in this dashboard, what you can see the common phrases that comes in a reviews. But that's what you can see also on Amazon page. But if you go here to common phrases, it will also show you not only common words, but it will also show you what common words, what type of reviews these common words brings. Because it's a demo account and not real account, everything looks beautiful. But on real situations, when I analyze my products and help other people to analyze, let's say, let's say little goes long way, it could bring a negative reviews, and you would see, let's say, this type of combination brings you 2.3 stars on average. And then when you click on this, it will show all reviews that brought to you this amount of reviews. So you can understand how to improve your products and what makes people confused. So maybe you can include something on your packaging or change your design or wherever. I can give you an example of one of our products that we used to try to improve. We sell a collagen powder, yeah. So, and the bottle used to be a big, and we was focusing on our. It's not easy to sell supplements because people don't have right away result, and sometimes they can leave you negative reviews really quickly. So. After we analyze our product, we see that average person who buys our product is like 65 years old, and it's usually women. And these girls, they have a small hands, small arms. So our bottle used to be white and beautiful, and we realized, because people doing complaints and negative reviews, that they cannot open. They need 2 hands to open. It was too wide for them, and then they usually open this on a kitchen, and on a kitchen your hands are usually wet because you wash dishes and then you try to open a jar. It was tough for them. So we completely changed the packaging. We make our bottle not wide and like a bigger. We did this like a slim, and the lid we did with a how it's called, with a grip, with additional grip, and this type of complaints stopped. So I'm just saying, like, when you analyze your reviews, that could be a great idea for you to see what, maybe like when you see the 5-star reviews and what type of combinations, maybe you should focus on this. And when you see what combinations of words bring you negative reviews, you would better go and fix it and maybe answer this on your packaging, answer on your listings where the Q&A section is. So that's a good way to focus on improving. Also, we have here a goal calculator. Let's say you have 4.5 stars and you want to get 4.7, then we will show you how many exactly 5-star reviews you need to acquire to get to this goal. Or let's say how many negative reviews you need to remove to get to the same goal. So let's say in that situation, you would need to remove 149 1-star reviews. Or let's say if you receive 1-star review we're gonna show you how many 5-star reviews you need to cover one 1-star review in your particular situation. That's this type of goal calculator we always check with our team. So this dashboard of review analytics, it's included in our weekly call in our team, just to make sure we stay on the path, and that's one of the main metrics for us when we analyze reviews. Also, yeah, right here where you can see like review gains. So you can see like how many reviews you get when, and when you start and let's say something new, let's say you change your inserts or you change some package and you add additional QR codes, you want to see the performance, and then you can check what your conversion was a year ago, 30 days ago. Also, you can check what's your conversion to reviews. That's all here. And I think this type of information will help you to improve your business a lot.
So
just to jump in, we are at the 41-minute mark. So I'm not sure how much longer. We said 45 minutes at the start, but
I will give another advice for you guys just before we will go in like 5-10 minutes. There's another cool feature that you can use on Amazon. It's absolutely free. I like to use this feature to link my products or link related products on Amazon. I can show it on one of the products right here. This feature, let me see. It's right here. I just want to give you an example of a random product. What you can do, you can highlight. I think I clicked right here. It's okay. Let's go here, and you see this product is linked with this one, and this product linked with that product on the bottom of the page, and I will show how. You see right here, that's the reviews, but this review has a clickable link, and I can show how to do it. You just type like this. Let me show it to you. You do like this. Oops.
Oh, you're not showing your screen.
Oh, really? Let me just leave this in the comments.
Okay.
So you're doing this like this, then you put AASIN, and then you put a name. Let's say E.
we do have a few questions too as we're waiting.
Green
I'm not
tea.
sure. We might need to answer these afterwards.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few. But yeah, just let me know. And
If you leave in review, and in review you're gonna leave like that, then in a specific review you will see word green tea highlighted, and the moment you're gonna click on this, it will take you to the ASIN. So this could be a very good strategy for you to link your products or to place reviews on related products, word them up, and then you have a free traffic to your listing from such reviews because they will stay there forever. It's a free traffic forever. So I know if it doesn't sound like a hack, which is not. It's fully like TOS compliant with Amazon. They used to promote this, but not anymore. But I have old links that I saved.
Well, I'll have to talk to you after we get off the podcast and see if we could kind of go through that. I couldn't see it. I got a screen about the size of an inch to see you, but anyways, I'll get that information. We'll share it. Oksana, I just want to let you know we're probably not going to be able to get into the chat bots and getting reviews. I think that's going to take a bit more time, and Dima's got only a few more minutes to go. Can we take a look at Victor's follow-up question?
So do you think Amazon's scrutiny of ratings, just stars and no comments, is more relaxed than with reviews?
What does it mean?
Is it just the stars? You know how they have the star rating rather than the reviews? Is it is there an I guess I think what Victor's saying is that is it just more relaxed, like people apt to just hit the stars rather than write a review?
I would say, look, there's two things that we need to consider. Thing number one, it's if we think as a customer, and thing number two, as we think as a seller. So the ratings has a definitely lower weight compared to reviews. Same as reviews have a different weight. Let's say reviews with the videos and images has a bigger weight on Amazon eyes than, let's say, simple reviews or just a rating. So coming from this way, you need to understand for yourself what is much easier for you. Just acquire ratings. If you can put this on autopilot, I would do this for sure. And also, you also need to improve ways how to get more reviews, like actual reviews. One of the best strategies to understand how to get reviews, just to go on Amazon, find the good guys like who have a lot of reviews, just buy their product and see what they do. That's the way how you learn. You don't need to go to highly expensive event to learn how to get reviews. Just to go these guys, buy their product, look at their packaging, look at their insert, and copy.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Victor is clarifying. I meant that Amazon is paying a lot of attention to review manipulation, but maybe not as much to rating counts.
Oh,
you know what I'm thinking? Amazon doesn't differentiate. If you're manipulating, then they're gonna block you eventually. So I would focus more on trying to get real customers to get more reviews than just trying to get manipulated customers to leave reviews. So I would put all my look. I love this book. It's called Be Like Amazon, and it's a small book. And if you get this on Audible, you will read this book or you will listen to this book in like less than 2 hours on a nice speed. So I like the idea about Amazon. They have few things there, but one of them, it's customer centric. And another thing that Bezos says, majority of the people, they try to find ideas and what's gonna be changed in 10 years, while Bezos saying we focus on things that are not gonna be changed in 10 years. So if you will find strategies and ideas right now for your business and for your products, let's say how to acquire reviews that not going to be changed in the next 2-3 years, or maybe 5 years. Imagine if you will start to improve this month after month, year after year, and nobody can kind of screw you over. You just keep continue utilizing and improving. These chatbots with the reviews, I can almost be sure they will gone sooner or later. So. Yeah, Amazon will.
And we can get into that. Like that's a great question from Oksana. We can get into that on another podcast. But you're right. How do you do it? Amazon's algorithm's pretty smart. But the natural way, like what you're doing with the Sellerize app, seems the best way to do it, just naturally.
Yeah, look, I would say this way. Imagine you have packaging. On the packaging, you have, let's say, warranty or some whatever, like a TOS compliant system to acquire customers to sign up for your website or landing page. And then from there, working with this customer, you can easily request reviews. And step by step, you can at the beginning, you can utilize early reviewer program. There's plenty of ways to get reviews to your listings. You just need to kind of relax a bit and just go step by step, and don't try to get to this like a fancy ideas. Think what is available already to you. You have your packaging, you can do inserts, you have review requester, you have early reviewer program, you have what else we have?
Look, one of the biggest things that you can do to get reviews is have raving fans. So if you are working with influencers who love your product and or creating a brand ambassador, those people will definitely be leaving you reviews. They love your product. They can't get enough of it. And if they're going to, for example, this is just one of the things that we do. If you're going out to an influencer, or if you have a brand ambassador and they have either blogs or they have a great following on social media, and they're either running a contest or they're putting something out on as a blog article, that's going to get you external traffic. You're going to get more people. Well, since they're just like that celebrity that ended up getting our account suspended at the time, you'll get better results from people who are networking with friends. So if I'm a nano influencer, people that have under 10,000 followers, and they're reaching out to their network and telling them how great a product is, then the chances of getting a higher review ratio is much better that way. What do you think, Dima?
Definitely. that's the way to go.
Yeah. So
Listen, now,
yeah.
Let me tell you something. Okay, so I sent you as a private message. I sent you two things. Thing number one, I sent you this URL with the automatic 5-star rating, and the second, I sent you the formula how to get highlighted product in a review. So these two things, it stays on your end right now. You can freely share this to the group.
Very good.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, these two things, people can see this right now because I see this like maximize.
So
I think
so I got an Amazon link in the private chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. I'll put that in the group. So
That's
we do
awesome,
have.
Dima.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Now it's 5 minutes over when he had the hard cutoff. So do you have time for one more question, or do you have to get off now?
No, I can ask for some questions. I just put the limit to make sure we're not staying for 2 hours.
Oh, okay, there we go. Well,
okay, perfect.
An hour and a half then.
I have a meeting at 1:30, so I have another like 30 minutes to also
I got a lot of questions here.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, we actually have like quite a few questions that came in. Thank you for everyone and their being patient. So first one, Marina. My competitor is, in a matter of a few months, got over 200 5-star rankings with only 1 3-star review. I guess they use the link you mentioned. Wouldn't Amazon flag it?
I mean, look, if this guy is legit and he contact his actual customers and competition and they click on this link and leave in reviews, there's nothing wrong with this. Like, look, guys, don't think everything that people do is manipulation. I mean, there's a plenty of sellers who do legit work to connect to their customers. It requires work. It's not like don't take me wrong. I'm just saying a lot of people, they really connect to their customer. They're really trying to work with them. They're really trying to get their real opinions about their real products. And yes, there's plenty of people who try to manipulate, but there is a way. Look, if you know the way of manipulation, you can always think about improvement and make this a legit system. Like I came from the system when I used to do, I used to learn a lot about Amazon algorithm by creating accounts and manipulations like a few years ago, just to improve my business. And every time I see some gap in the system, I try to improve on a level where I can be TOS compliant. It doesn't mean you have to blow this URL everywhere, and then low quality people will start to leave you these ratings, and then Amazon gonna flag you. Think like an entrepreneur. Think on a bigger picture. So that's the important part. And look, also about I see Marina. She's talking about ratio. I would definitely check. Like maybe the ratio are okay. Maybe they sell so much that ratio looks perfect for Amazon. I'm just saying to you. Let's say if you're starting your product and you give away 100 units, you simply can post 10 reviews within like some days, because now Amazon is okay with that.
Okay. The next question, is there any maximum percentage rating review ratio?
Look,
Oh, we talked about that a bit earlier, but go ahead.
yeah, let's say I would not try to exceed 15%, but from what we see, Amazon not really focusing on this anymore, but I would still use the old information and try to like stay within 15% from the top of my head, so I don't try to push too hard.
Right. And we got to say, welcome to Yelchin again. Nice seeing him. And Heinrich, all the way from South Africa. How are you, buddy?
All right. Got another one from Victor. Isn't average rating more than just math on the stars and counts, but also takes into account Regency and buyer quality score? How does the calculator work?
I can explain this. That's a very common question, and we test a lot on this as well. I will tell. Okay, just to say, just to mention this, guys. All information I given to you is just for the entertainment purposes only, just to have fun and listen and be together. Everybody has their own risk of on the business, and I'm not suggesting you to utilize all strategies and like all these videos saying never repeat never try to copy. So I can tell you about this average calculator. We have a calculator on our Sellerize, and you can see that the mathematician calculator sometimes a bit different from what Amazon shows, but it's usually a slight difference. Usually this difference we can see just on the beginning, let's say up to 50 reviews or maybe 100, even less. But when you getting like more and more reviews, this ratio getting settled and everything looks okay. But if you see, let's say, mathematician calculator show that you have to have a 4.3, but you have 4.2 and this ugly 4 stars on your listing, it means some of your reviews, the quality of your reviews, like a positive reviews, are lower in terms of Amazon eyes than negative reviews, and they take a bigger quality score. At this point, you may try to, and this works for me like a charm, you can just go to these guys who do votes on your reviews, place some votes, and you will see your rating will be changed. So it not always work like 100% of the time, but I would say like 80% of the time it will work and it will move the needle, and you will see now your rating getting better.
Okay, perfect. So we have a question from Simon. Can you suggest the best practice for product inserts?
Yes, of course. It's go product by product. So there is no perfect formula for every single product. That's why when people come to me and they say, hey, give me an idea, and I like, listen, just go on, look, for example, you sell, I don't know, like pants, like riding pants, and you go on Amazon and you see one of your competitors doing a great job with the reviews. Buy their product, see how they converting customers into the reviewers or into their raving fans, and then just copy the system. That's basically would be the best strategy for you. You don't need to like find like I'm almost guarantee if you go after a few of your best competitors, you will find amazing strategies that you can copy.
Right.
Because some people they sign for bonus, some people they sign for warranties, and like not every product will be a fit for warranty, or not every product fit for ebook, because not everybody needs the ebook when they buy garlic press. So or warranty registration for the garlic press will not probably work. That's why I would say the best way, just dig deep into your product and niche and understand what your customer expect from your product, what the bonus can be for him.
I just had a thought, the URL that you supplied, can you just use that as a QR code on your insert, and then people can just scan it and go right over?
Sorry, say again. I think
yeah. So you supplied a URL earlier. I think it's posted here now, and that's to basically get a 5-star review. Can you use that? Can you create a QR code, put it onto your insert, and then just have your customers scan your QR code and then go over and get that 5-star review.
That's a black hat already. That's against TOS. Look,
but the URL, if you're sending out the URL, isn't that the same?
Listen, of course you can do it. It's all about your risk tolerance. I'm telling you. So I would do this way. If you want to hear my opinion, you can. This is what you can do. Let's say you post QR code, and QR code has attachment of some URL. So sometimes when you really need reviews, you can change this URL to the automatic rating, but sometimes put it back so nobody can catch and burn your money for such activity, because you can get because look, the idea to scan QR code is to get some bonus or something that people are gonna like it, So then
I just want to be clear on this, because the URL that you provided, can people use that freely without being black hat?
I would say it's a gray zone. Yeah. It depends how you utilize it.
Right. Okay. And it comes down to risk tolerance. And I just want to make sure that people realize that, there is some gray in there when you're talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else that you've talked about during the whole podcast is all white hat terms of service. I was kind of just speaking out loud because we were on the subject of inserts, and first thing that popped in my head is you could probably just forward it over. But you have an excellent point about changing that to a dynamic link, so you can just instead of having it all the time
You would, I think you and the guys who listen to us right now, and the girls, they will agree with me right now that any strategy can be turned to the white hat strategy or black hat. It just depends how you utilize it. It's like any medicine. And medicine is good if you take a small portion of it, but if you abuse it, it may kill you. So, and I think this would be the best answer to any strategy or any idea that I represent or anything in your business.
Right. That's great advice. Okay. What's the next question?
Looks like we just have maybe like one or two more, I think. Yep. A couple were comments, but I threw them up on the screen if you saw. All right, Dux, what has more weight for Amazon, product review or seller reviews?
You mean seller feedbacks? But seller feedbacks that they don't tie to the ASIN. They tie to the seller. That's two completely different topics, two completely different things. So
yeah, Dux, if you can clarify, and we'll put it back up. And then I think this is our last question that we got from Simon. If you use the review request button and get reviews, surely Amazon isn't going to hit for this. Good products, service, and price will get good reviews, right?
Let me answer this question correctly, okay? So have you ever guys done email marketing? You guys can raise the hand behind your computer. If you've done ever email marketing, you will understand that email marketing, success in email marketing is in details. And that's what Sellerize, the tool Sellerize for the review request, give you success in details. These filters that you guys setting up help you to prevent potential negative reviews and help you to gain more positive reviews, which is absolutely fantastic. And the good thing, it's a TOS compliant, because there's no such a thing which orders or which customers you can request reviews and which doesn't. We decide which customers we target while you set up the review requester. And I can tell you, I didn't see any single review on the market as a Sellerize with the ability to customize and target as much as you can on Sellerize. That's because I use this for myself, and that's my daily goal. I want to improve this tool for my business to make sure we squeeze as many positive reviews as we can, and we're minimizing the risk of negative reviews as much as we can. That's the main target.
Very good. I saw something from Victor that was pretty important. So a lot of sellers know about this, but the way that you phrase and ask for getting a review, you can never say, if you're happy, leave a review. Okay. And we're talking about on your insert. Amazon is, I don't know if you've heard about this, Dima, but Amazon just hired a bunch of people to basically buy everybody's product, see what's in the package, open the package, see the inserts. And you have to be careful. Like if you are targeting people and saying, if you're happy, click here, or, show a URL. If not, click here. You have to just phrase it as, please leave us a review. No harm in asking for a review. There is harm depending on how you ask for the review.
Look, Norm, that's happened about maybe almost 3 years ago when Amazon came up with this policy.
Yeah.
I know a few big Amazon sellers who get busted for email follow-ups that they used to do within Amazon system, where they was navigating people to the like simple email, like, hey, if you're happy, leave a review. If not happy, leave us a comment or contact us. That's something that Amazon definitely will kick your ass for that.
Yeah.
So that's the important. But look, let me explain my vision. None of my inserts or none of my strategies is focused on immediately receiving reviews. My main idea is acquire a customer, acquire a fan, acquire a follower. And the moment I acquire these people, I give them value. And the moment I give them value, then I can ask them for a favor. And a favor could be a review. So happy customer, positive review for sure. And look, if you just focus on a game like in and out, you jump on Amazon, you make money. So maybe it will work for you. Like you can do a crazy insert, like, hey, leave me a 5-star review, get $50 bonus. And there's plenty of sellers do this way. Like I see, especially international sellers, they just crazy. They just go, they talking about paying for reviews. And I know their game is simple. They buy seller account, they burn this seller account, they make as much money as they can in a short period of time, especially on the season, and then they leave. And then they either come back with another account, or they just leave this space. Through all these years, I've got so many attacks, like a ton. And I can tell you, every time I get an attack, I like, hey, it's just temporary. And
right.
And Amazon, I'm telling you, I trust Amazon so much. They're really consistently improving. Yes, Amazon is not perfect. There's no perfect system. Try to work with Walmart. You would be, you would think that Amazon is the best partner then. Walmart's like so crazy about their customer service and everything. It's almost impossible to resolve anything with them. Amazon at least do something.
Right. So last question. Are there any mistakes, or do you see any common mistakes that people are using when they're looking for reviews?
It's actually a very good question. Let me think about this, because we already discussed a few things right now on a webinar that common mistakes, like Victor said, people navigating people through the process of filtering them to the better reviews, what Amazon doesn't like. I would say go after this freebies, where people like buying products for free and then leaving reviews. These accounts are definitely burned, like a lot of them burned. I would be very, very careful with them. What else in terms of reviews? Yeah, I would say this way. I think one of the most difficult part, people try to get immediate success, and they don't think about like a bigger picture, long-term game. That's probably what makes people burn too fast. They jump on the market, they try to get as many reviews as they can through like crazy strategies, through this like a Bangladeshian guys. I have nothing against Bangladeshian guys, but I'm not sure about you guys, but I've been contacted like twice a day. Hey boss, we can get you reviews, just $5 or $15. I would try to stay away from that.
Okay, that's great advice. All right, so we're pretty much at the end here. Sellerize, the Sellerize app, Sellerize. You can go to sellerize.com. The app is, or the extension is free, but the reason I wanted to talk about Sellerize, it's the spelling. So it's SELLERISE. So there's no two R's in there. It's just Seller Eyes. Okay, and we've posted it in here. We'll also post it again. Dima, how do people get a hold of you?
How they what?
How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, just contact me at info@sellerize.com, or just go on Sellerize, and there's a chat for help. There's only a few people, including me, supporting you guys because we want to understand exactly your problems and struggles. So every time we're like treating everybody as much as we can, and we're like really trying to analyze what's your problem. So we're trying to help as much as we can on our chats and support system within Sellerize. So anything that helps to improve your business, just hit us up.
Perfect. Yeah, check it out. I've gone through it in detail with Dima. It's really a cool app. So I don't like to push one app or another, but you got to check it out. It looks fantastic. Like Dima said, he's really paid attention to the small details that make this thing work. So I like your app. I love it. And hopefully, or give you all the best, hopefully you get some sales out of it, because it is a good app and it does benefit Amazon sellers. So, anyways.
Thanks so much, Norm. Look, and I also can tell, like, through this months, we requested more than 10 million reviews. Yeah, and we have thousands of users, which means people absolutely love it. I think for you guys, for like, I don't know, like I think we have a package starts at $49.99, which almost fits every seller on the market. For $49.99, this simple automation that I just told you, and we have about 12 different tools in a process in Sellerize, and we continue adding. Every month we add in 1 or 2 tools. You should definitely check it out and try it. So
very good. All right. So thank you, Dima, for being on the podcast today. Wow, we had a ton of questions, and we got to get you back on.
Thank you. Have a good day,
All
guys.
right.
Nice to talking to you.
Okay, so I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast today. It went a little long. I thought it was going to be a short podcast. It went longer than expected, but I'm glad we were able to answer all the questions. If you do have more questions, just put them in the contact box, and we'll get back to them. So we are going to be posting not only the whole video or whole podcast on Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy, but we're also going to be providing other content as well as clips. And if you want to check it out in video rather than a podcast, you can always go over to our YouTube channel, Norm Farrar. Oh, come on back, Kels. Where are you?
Hello, I'm back. All right, so if you're still watching, please like and share this video if you haven't. It's always appreciated. I can see we got lots of likes. That is awesome. You guys are awesome.
Yes,
we love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love all the questions and engagement that you guys, we're forming a little family, and I love it. So yeah, we are an official podcast. So search us at Spotify, Apple, anywhere you find your podcast. Search for Lunch with Norm and subscribe. And let's see what else. We are back to our regular Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. Yeah. So no more curveballs. Just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 o'clock. This is our longest episode by far. But Yalchin, thank you for watching. And I think that's it.
Okay, we got to talk about our next guest, which is it's going to be Hanamura.
Yes.
Right. So, guys, if you have ever had the question about how to get content, or it takes too much time, or there's way too much effort, wait till you meet Hanamura. He is the founder of repurpose.io. We use repurpose.io. It's incredible. It takes all your video content, it puts it out to all your social media streams. He's going to go through it and discuss how to repurpose content fast and easy. So, also, just a last quick mention about our newsletter. It doesn't suck. We have lots of content on it, and it's all about online sales. So from the Amazon world, Shopify world, Walmart world, digital marketing, brands, anything that's new and exciting, you got to check it out. And if you have ideas for either the newsletter or for the podcast, just let us know. And I think that's it for today.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dux. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, if there's any topics, or if you know someone that you think is really interesting or has a cool perspective on Amazon or being an online seller, you can contact me at k@lunchwithnorm.com. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.
Lunch with Norm.